Hi there, and welcome to the Easy English podcast. I'm Monica, and I'm so excited to be your guide for today's fun and useful topic: why you can listen but can't speak English. When you're watching an English video, you get what they're saying. You laugh at the jokes, nod along, and even in class or during meetings, you're able to follow the conversation just fine. But then someone turns to you and asks you something, and suddenly nothing comes out. Your brain knows what you want to say, but your mouth just won't cooperate. It's one of the most frustrating parts of learning English. You think to yourself, I can understand everything I hear, so why can't I speak? You're not the only one. This happens to a lot of people. Listening is going well, but when it's time to speak, there's this pause, sometimes complete silence. In this video, we're going to explore why that gap exists, why you can understand spoken English but still find it hard to speak. More importantly, I'll share some practical techniques you can use right now. You won't need a textbook, a grammar guide, or a speaking partner, just a few simple changes that can help you boost your confidence and fluency. Let's begin by clearing up a major misunderstanding about this issue. If you've ever blamed yourself for not speaking well, stop right there. This isn't about intelligence, memory, or talent. You're not lacking anything. What's really going on is this: your brain has been trained to do one thing: listen and understand. And you've probably gotten quite good at that. But speaking is an entirely different skill. Your brain doesn't use the same areas when you're speaking as it does when you're listening. Just because you follow what someone else is saying doesn't mean you're ready to respond with your own words. It's kind of like dancing. You might be able to watch dance tutorials all day, memorize the steps, and even understand every movement. But that doesn't mean you can get up and perform it smoothly the first time. You have to move your body to improve. Speaking works the same way. Listening to podcasts or watching videos trains your ears, but your speaking muscles, your tongue, your mouth, your brain's reflexes, those stay untrained unless you use them. That's why we need to stop thinking that speaking is something you'll just be able to do one day. Chances are you've already spent a lot of time on input, watching, reading, listening, and that's fantastic. It helps you understand faster. But here's the issue: understanding is passive, speaking is active, and your brain doesn't treat those two the same way. When you're listening, you don't need to build sentences or think about pronunciation. Your brain stays relaxed. But the moment you have to speak, suddenly it needs to search for words, construct sentences, control your mouth, and do it all quickly. If you haven't practiced this part, of course you're going to freeze. That's the trap most learners fall into. You've trained your brain to understand English but not to produce it. That's why you might watch an entire movie in English with no problem, yet feel anxious trying to order a coffee. It's not about how much you know, it's about how often you've actually used that knowledge out loud. Speaking is a physical skill, like building muscle. If you don't use it, it won't get stronger. So how do you build this skill? Let's address a common belief that gets in the way. A lot of learners think, I just need to learn more vocabulary before I can speak. But that's not true. If you can follow along with this video or hold your own in a conversation, you already know enough to start talking. The real issue isn't the number of words, it's how quickly you can access them. Your brain freezes. You hesitate. Everything you know feels like it disappears. But that's not because you don't know. It's because you haven't practiced recalling words quickly. Think of your brain like a bookshelf. The books are there, but you haven't practiced grabbing the right one in time. That's what speaking practice is for. And it starts with something simple: warm-ups. Look around the room and describe what you see out loud. Blue chair, windows open, coffee's on the table. There's no need to worry about grammar. Just speak. It's a small step, but it connects your thoughts with your voice. And it's surprisingly powerful. But even when you can describe things, that doesn't mean you do. Let's talk about another trap that many learners fall into. You spend hours consuming English. YouTube, podcasts, maybe even books. And it feels like progress. And it is progress. Just not the kind that helps you speak. The trap is thinking input is enough. That if you hear enough English, one day you'll just start speaking. But that's not how it works. I know someone who spent years watching English shows. He could understand almost everything. But in real life, he couldn't answer basic questions because he never practiced speaking. You can't avoid the awkward phase, the part where your sentences are clumsy, your accent feels off, and your brain moves slow. Everyone has to go through that. But if you avoid speaking just to stay comfortable, you'll stay stuck. The only way out is to start using your voice every single day. Speaking is like working out. Watching others lift weights won't make you stronger. You have to do the work. It's the same with English. You can't build fluency by just thinking about speaking. You need to actually speak, even for just 5 minutes a day. And no, you don't need a partner to do it. Talk to yourself. Try this in the morning. Narrate what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making tea. I'm getting dressed. Later, talk about your day. I worked on a project today. It was tough, but I'm proud. Keep it simple, but say it out loud. Another useful habit is a 2-minute reflection at night. Just speak about something that happened that day, even if it's boring. The goal is to get your mouth used to forming English sentences without freezing. The more often you do it, the faster you'll improve. Fluency isn't about perfection. It's about making speaking feel natural. Now, when your turn to speak finally comes, you probably hesitate. Let's fix that. Here's what a lot of learners do. They rehearse. Someone asks a question, and instead of replying naturally, your brain tries to build the perfect sentence. You think about grammar, the right verb tense, maybe even your accent. But by the time you're ready, the moment has passed. I used to do that too. I'd freeze while mentally writing a full script. But real conversations don't give you that time. You need to react quickly, not perfectly. So how do you train that? Try short, fast answers. Think of common questions like, what did you do today? Or, what's your favorite food? Set a timer. Give yourself 5 seconds to answer out loud. It doesn't have to be correct, just fast. You're teaching your brain to stop waiting and just speak. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Your answers will start to flow, even if they're not perfect. And that's the whole point. Real fluency isn't perfect grammar. It's being able to say something, anything, when the moment arrives. One of the best ways to improve this speed is by turning your listening practice into speaking practice. You don't need any fancy tools or a language partner. All you need is a short video, podcast, or TV clip in English. Listen to a sentence, then pause. Say something in response. Don't just repeat. Add your own thought. Ask a question. Make a comment. Treat it like a real back and forth, even if the other person's on a screen. Let's say the video says, I had a great weekend. You pause and respond, oh really, what did you do? Or, nice, I went to the park. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just speak. You're training your reaction time and sentence building under no pressure. It's simple, but it helps a lot. Over time, you stop freezing and start speaking. And speaking of conversations, let's simulate one. Even if you're learning alone, this is one of my favorite techniques. Take a real conversation from a podcast or video and speak both parts. Yes, both. Repeat what they say, then make up your own reply as if you're part of the scene. For example, if someone says, hey, how's it going? You repeat it, then answer yourself, pretty good, and keep going. It doesn't have to match the original dialogue. The goal is to keep talking, switching between roles. It'll feel strange at first, but it's actually a fun way to train your brain to follow a conversation's rhythm. You'll start to recognize common expressions, sentence structures, and natural intonation. Use phrases you already know, things like "that's interesting," "I'm not sure," or "let me think." These simple expressions are incredibly helpful in real conversations too. If it still feels awkward, don't stress. Your brain just needs more time getting used to thinking in conversations. One way to improve your speaking skills is by pretending you're already in those real-life situations, not just in your mind, but out loud. Choose a simple scenario like ordering at a cafe, checking into a hotel, or attending a job interview. Then act out both sides. You ask the question, then you answer it. It's not strange. It actually works. This gets your brain familiar with the kinds of things people usually say in those moments. Say something like, "Hi, I'd like a coffee, please," and respond with, "Sure, what size?" Use hand gestures, shift your tone, smile as you speak. These small touches make your English sound much more natural. I used to do this while walking alone. People probably assumed I was talking to myself. And I was. But it helped. These mini scenes train your brain to respond quicker. They get you ready for real conversations, so you don't freeze when the moment comes. You're not just practicing words. You're practicing your reactions. And remember, none of this works if you stay silent, just to avoid making mistakes. Let's be real. Making mistakes feels uncomfortable. You might use the wrong word, mess up grammar, or worry that someone is silently judging you. That fear can keep you quiet for years. But here's what you need to know. Everyone who speaks fluently made a ton of mistakes to get there. I had a friend who made all kinds of grammar errors in English, but he didn't care. He just kept speaking. People understood him, and because he talked a lot, he got better. Fast. Not because he was perfect, but because he wasn't afraid. The learners who wait until their English is good enough often never reach that point because they're not actually using it. They hide behind grammar books and language apps. Change your goal. Don't aim for perfect. Aim to be understood. That's it. If someone understands you, you've succeeded. And if you make a mistake, so what? Most people will still get your point or just ask you to repeat. Speaking is about connection, not about passing a test. So give yourself permission to mess up. Every mistake helps you improve. And the more you speak, the faster your brain catches up to your thoughts. Here's a quick exercise that works great. Choose a topic and speak about it for 1 minute. No pausing, no translating. Just go. Set a timer and start talking. At first, it might feel tough. You might repeat yourself or forget a word halfway through. That's totally fine. Keep going, even if it sounds messy. Talk about your favorite food, your weekend plans, what's on your desk. Begin with easy topics, then move on to harder ones. Retell a news story, share an opinion, explain. A hobby. These 1-minute challenges train your brain to speak without overthinking. They build fluency and boost your confidence. Do this daily. 1 minute turns into 2, and eventually, full conversations become easier. Now here's an interesting twist. You can actually improve your fluency without speaking out loud. You don't always need to use your voice to practice speaking. One super easy thing you can do is mentally retell something in English. After watching a video or hearing a story, pause and retell it in your head, using your own words in English. Keep it simple. No need for fancy vocabulary. If you watched a cooking video, just think. He boiled the water, added salt, cooked the pasta for 10 minutes. No translation from your native language. The more you practice thinking directly in English, the better your brain becomes at forming sentences on its own. This is perfect for moments when speaking out loud isn't possible, like when you're on the bus, standing in line, or doing chores. Just mentally replay the story in English. You're training your inner voice to default to English. And once that becomes a habit, you'll notice your spoken English feels more smooth and effortless. When you're ready to speak out loud, the mirror can be your best tool. It might feel silly at first, but mirror talk really works. It helps you speak more clearly and with confidence. Plus, you get to see how you look while you're speaking. and that actually matters. Stand in front of the mirror and talk about anything. Your day, your plans, something funny that happened. Watch your expressions. Are you animated? Do your eyes move? Are you using hand gestures? Fluency isn't only about the words, it's about how you say them. A flat expression and monotone voice can make even the best sentence feel awkward. But when you add a smile or some energy, your English comes alive. Pretend you're talking to a friend, or even giving a speech. Try out different emotions, be excited, serious, surprised. This helps you sound more natural and keeps your speaking more engaging. Still feel nervous before speaking? Let's flip that fear into something powerful. Your heart races, your hands get sweaty, your mouth feels dry. Sound familiar? That's what happens right before you speak English. It feels like anxiety or fear. But here's something cool. Your body reacts the same way when you're excited. The only difference is how you interpret it. Nervousness and excitement feel the same. The trick? Tell yourself, I'm excited, instead of, I'm scared. Before speaking, say, I'm ready, let's do this. Don't say, what if I mess up? Say, what if I say something amazing? That tiny shift can make a big difference. And if you still feel tense, try this. Take a deep breath. In for 4 seconds, hold for 7, out for 8. Do that a couple of times. It helps calm your body and clear your mind. You can also stretch, shake out your arms, or stand tall. Your body posture influences how you feel. Stand like someone confident, and your brain will start to believe it. As your confidence builds, you'll want your English to sound more natural. A lot of learners think speaking fast is the key to fluency, but it's not. Speaking quickly can actually make you harder to understand. What really makes you sound fluent is rhythm. That comes from pauses and intonation. Native speakers don't rush. They pause between thoughts. They use tone to express emotion, ask questions, or highlight certain words. The pitch of their voice rises and falls. That's what gives English its natural flow. It's what makes it sound alive. You can practice this with short sentences. Read them aloud with natural pauses. Say, I really want to learn English, but sometimes I get stuck. You'll hear the rhythm right away. This isn't just pronunciation. It's about sounding human. You don't need speed. You need clarity. A few well-timed pauses can be more powerful than 10 impressive words. Now let's bring everything together with a routine that's realistic and easy to stick to. You don't need an hour a day to improve your speaking. Just 5 minutes, but make them count. Start with 1 minute describing your surroundings. Look around and speak. The fan is on, the window's open, I'm sitting at my desk. No pressure, just talk. Then spend 1 minute doing a role play. Pick a situation and act it out. Ordering food, asking directions, do both roles if you like. Next, 1 minute of echoing. Find a short video clip and repeat what the speaker says right after them. Match their tone and speed. Then spend 1 minute speaking about a random topic. Set a timer and go. Don't pause. Don't overthink. Just speak. Finally, finish with 1 minute of mirror talk. Watch yourself. Use facial expressions. Speak with feeling. That's it. 5 minutes a day. Real progress. And if you ever feel like giving up, remember this. Speaking English isn't some magical gift you're born with. It's a skill. And skills are built by doing, not just knowing. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to wait for the right time. You already have what you need, your voice and the words you know. Every time you speak, even for 1 minute, you're improving. Every mistake helps your brain learn something new. That's how fluency grows, bit by bit, out loud, not in your head. Thank you so much for watching. I hope today's video gave you practical tips and the confidence you need to break the silence and speak English more naturally. Just remember, speaking is a skill, not a magic trick. It doesn't matter if you're shy or make grammar mistakes. What matters is practice, using your voice, and slowly building those speaking muscles. We went over some powerful strategies today, from describing your surroundings and role-playing situations to shadowing and mirror talk. Small, steady actions lead to fluency. And the best part? You don't need a speaking partner or tons of free time. Just 5 minutes a day makes a huge difference. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future tips and motivation. Turn on the notification bell too. You'll be the first to know when the next video drops. Always remember, progress isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, trying, and celebrating every little win. There's no such thing as a bad speaker. You're improving, learning, and growing every day. Thanks again for being here with me today. Keep practicing, believe in yourself, and never stop moving forward. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and happy learning!